Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith, and I would like to welcome you to the Keep It Pro training call brought to you by Networking Wisdom each and every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific for the past 6.5 years. The purpose of this call is not only to teach you specific business skills, but most importantly, to teach you life skills that are essential to getting you to the next level in both business and your personal life. I have the honor and privilege to introduce the creator and host of this call, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Romacio is an extremely successful international entrepreneur, as well as a sought-after leader, trainer, coach, and mentor. Romacio not only teaches others, but he himself applies what he teaches through his intense focus and dedication, which has allowed him to achieve unprecedented success. In the 6 years I've known Romacio, I have seen him build a team of over 750,000 people. I have seen him break records in network marketing, become one of the world's top MLM income earners, and help thousands of people all over the world make life-changing income. Over the last several years, Romacio has made it his number one focus to grow his faith and relationship with God. His dedication and faith are so strong that I have seen him go through incredibly tough times and can bounce back in minutes. I have seen miracles occur right in front of us because of his strong growing faith. He has been an incredible example for me as to how faith can change your life. Having said that, Romacio puts 100% of himself into these calls to share everything he has learned in the hopes that his listeners can benefit from his words. Each of these calls are intentional. Romacio's number one goal is for it to be a blessing to other people because he truly believes what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. He is here on this call today to serve you, to teach you, and to enlighten you. Without further ado, let me get out of the way and introduce your millionaire mentor, marketplace minister, Mr. Romacio Fulcher. Are you there?
Absolutely, I am here. Can you hear me loud and clear, Meredith?
Yes. Yes, I can.
All righty. Thank you so much for once again stepping up and being our gracious host. We really appreciate you. And I want to welcome all of you listeners from all around the world, both domestically and internationally. I want to welcome you to another edition of the Keep It Pro Sunday Training Call. If you don't know, perhaps this is your first time. We've been doing this call for over 6.5 years. Can you believe it? Yes, believe it. We've been here on this number at this time for 6.5 years. This call is open to anyone and everyone. If you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, this is a free call that will not only encourage you, it will strengthen you, it will give you strategy and give you sound wisdom on how to grow both your business that you may be promoting, but also how to grow your life skills as well. For those of you that this is your first time, we teach two specific things on this Sunday call. Sometimes you'll dial in and you'll notice that we are teaching a specific skill that you need to get yourself to the very top of whatever it is that you're promoting. Ladies and gentlemen, the word promotion means to make known. If you're going to be great in this lifetime, you've got to make it known what you are promoting. I don't care if you're an accountant, a doctor, a salesperson, a firefighter, or a businessman or woman. It doesn't matter. The word promotion means to make known. And what we teach are the specific skills that you need to get you to the top of whatever it is that you're promoting. The second thing that we teach, guys, is we teach life skills. What you're going to notice on your entrepreneurial journey is that you are going to need to increase your specific skills. This is a fact, ladies and gentlemen. But in addition to that, you're going to also have the choice to grow your life skills as well. Give you an example of what I mean. I once upon a time used to be a very young, excited, passionate fool. What do I mean by that? You see, I was very skilled at making money at a very, very young age. You see, the gift that God has given you, you know, he doesn't give you any, he adds no sorrow to that gift. We said it again. The gift that God has given you, and yes, believe it or not, each of you listening, you all have a particular gift that was given to you. Not all gifts are the same. Not all gifts are equal, but you do have a gift. And what I'm saying to you is, even though the gift was given to me, and I know what my gift is, but if I didn't grow, but because I did not choose to grow my life skills, once upon a time in my life, I made a whole bunch of money, and next thing you know, I blew it all. Because the money was coming as a result of my skill, but because I didn't develop my person, because I didn't develop myself, I didn't know how to hold on to the very thing that was trying to overtake me in a good way. So therefore, write this down. Whatever you don't value will leave you. Write that down. Whatever you don't value, it will leave you. All right? So these are the two things that we teach every single week, specific skills, and we teach life skills. Not to worry if you miss a call. The calls are always recorded. They're uploaded to the YouTube channel. You can download, listen, and share at your leisure. These calls are absolutely free, okay? These calls are open to anyone and everyone. There is no specific person, religion, race, political side, none of that. We don't care who you are. This call is just for you. Now, there's only one thing that we ask you in return for being on this call. We ask you to mentally, spiritually subscribe to the philosophy that this call is being done under. We ask you to mentally and spiritually subscribe. That means we want you to say yes to this. We want you to be a part of what I'm about to tell you. We want you to champion this, and we want you to share it with others. And here it is. We believe that what we make happen for others, God will turn around and make it happen for you. I understand this is Sunday. I'm not a pastor, okay? But I am sharing with you a principle. It's the principle of sowing and reaping, or sowing and receiving, or giving and receiving. It's the principle that you need to understand. I watch a lot of people scratch their head, and they're trying to figure out how to create more income, both income and passive income. I watch a lot of people scratch their head on wondering how they're going to save more money, invest more money, so that they can have a better lifestyle. I watch a lot of people in anguish and frustration trying to figure out, what do I need to do to make more income so I can live the life, make the difference, help the people that I'm intended to help. And they're scratching their brain, scratching their head, listening to different pastors, listening to different speakers, different entrepreneurs. They're just trying to figure it out. And on one hand, I applaud that effort. I really do. I really applaud anybody who's trying to grow sincerely. And you can't grow if you got your mouth open. You can only grow if you keep your mouth closed and you begin to listen and to glean and to learn and to adopt different principles and philosophies that you didn't know. Growth means expansion. To expand, you have to be aware that you're going somewhere you've never been before. So I applaud a lot of people that are trying to grow, but let me just hit you right between the eyes with a simple principle that, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it originated in the Bible. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, you were created from a creator, and you were created with greatness, and you were created not from a place of confusion. So even though none of us are perfect and we all make mistakes day in and day out, let me drop the gavel and make it clear to you that your abundant lifestyle that you're awaiting, your abundant increase that you're looking for, your, all the wealth and all the things that you want to achieve in this lifetime, it's not hard for you to figure out. Stop scratching your head. I'm going to share it with you right now. It's really simple. It comes from a simple principle. Somebody write that down. Principles will take you further than opinions will. Principles will take you further than opinions will. Everybody has an opinion, but your success or lack thereof is because of certain principles that you follow or you don't. And I want to give you the principle that is based upon abundant living, that's based upon increase. And that's what you want, isn't it? The principle is just like this. It's really simple. What you make happen for others. It's about giving. How do you make something happen for others? Did you know that you are an answer to someone's problem? What do you know? Now, some of you say, well, wait, whoa. What do you mean that I'm an answer to someone's problem? You know, let me give you an example. Some of you on this call right now, you're not a barber, right? But you know a barber. And if I told you I'm looking in the mirror at myself right now and I look like a hairy wolf, I need a haircut. And if I said to you, could you help me out? Do you happen to know of a barber? Maybe you either know one or you know where I could find one. Do you understand that the moment you reply to me and you say, yes, I do know a barber, or I know where you can find one, you just solved my problem. And the principle of increase, what you make happen for others, God will turn right back around and make it happen for you. Write this down. You don't need to look any further. You don't need to pay me for this. This is free, what I'm giving to you. I want you to understand the lifestyle that you're striving hard to get to, that you deserve. It's predicated upon you giving. I'm on calls all the time, different business calls, and it's very interesting to me, and I can hear in a person's voice. I can hear in their tonality. I can hear in their choice of words. When they begin to talk to me, and all they talk about is what's in it for them, and what they are trying to do, and what their mission is, and what their goal is. And I'm just listening, thinking to myself, you still haven't figured it out yet. You still haven't figured it out yet. We live in a world today where people believe if I can outsmart you, outthink you, outangle you, outsell you, ooh, that's the way I get up the mountain. You see, we've heard these cliches such as, well, if your mouth is open, you should always be selling. If you're not selling something, you're buying something. I mean, these are all man-made cliches. And don't forget, man is flawed. These are all man-made cliches. And somewhere along the lines, because none of us can physically see God, we tend to believe in man, and we tend to follow the leadership of man. But we forget that man is flawed. And I can just share with you, we all are God's children, and God is the one who created success. He's the one that put inside of you the ability to want more and to be ambitious and to think critically and to do big and mighty things. That didn't come from your daddy. God is the one that put that seed into man from the very beginning. So if that be the case, doesn't it make sense for you to go back to the owner's manual and say, hey, I want to understand, what does it take for me to live an abundant life? What does it take for me to have quantum levels of success? What does it take for me to be able to do big and mighty things? It's not that complicated. It's a simple principle. You will reap what you sow. Write this down. Giving is the answer to all of your challenges. I know your mama and daddy told you how smart you were. I know you were the top of your class and you finished first, and you're the entrepreneur from the, that has all the gas in your tank, and you're such a passionate person, and you're first one on the scene, and you outthink everybody else. I know you have a gift, but so does Charlie. So does Samantha. I hate to break it to you, but we all are God's children. You're no more special than the next person. And what God will do for one, he will do for another. Now, my point in saying this to you is to illustrate to you that you could have whatever you want if you just understand how you get it. The way you get it is by giving to other people. Now, look, some of you may be taking notes, and you're wondering to me, well, what do I have to give, and what do I give? It's really simple. You can give your time, you can give your talents, or you can give your treasures, which is your money. Let me say it again. I know you're wondering, well, if it's all about giving, if this is the answer to how I get a better life or how I go to the next level in life, and please stop thinking I'm talking to just someone who's broke. I'm talking to somebody who's worth $100 million today trying to get to $1 billion. I'm talking to somebody who's worth millions trying to get to tens of millions. I'm talking to somebody who's at tens of millions trying to get to hundreds of millions. I'm talking to somebody ill trying to be healed. That means I'm talking to you. And I'm sharing with you the principle, the simple principle. It defies race, it defies age, it defies religion, and cuts straight through the middle and says, hey, this is how you get that done. It cuts through all the fluff. And that's the principle of giving. The Bible says, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Would somebody please break that down for me? The Bible says, give, and it shall be given back unto you. Uh-oh, I think that's what we just said. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. Hello. It says, give, and it shall be given, given back unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You know the part that I really like? I like the part that says running over. This is the season for overflow. Overflow. Don't you want to be overflowed with joy, wealth, health? Don't you want to be overflowed? Well, I'm just trying to share with you. It's going to happen because you are a giver. Now, let's break this down before we go into our topic today. If you're working a job, I want you to put your best foot forward every day you set forth at that place you work. Let me say it again. If you are working a job, if you help the boss solve his problems, I promise you they're going to come back around and help solve yours. Let me break it down for you. Some of you missed what I just said. I said if you help the boss solve their problems, they're going to turn right back around and help solve yours. I didn't say that if you help the boss get rich, he was going to turn right back around and make you rich. I never said that. I said the boss is going to turn back around and help you solve your problems. See, people ask me all the time, Romacio, how are you so connected? How is it that you know this person and that person? And how do you know all these people, Mas? Because I serve them first. Write that down. I serve them first. And when you're serving people who already are at the table, next thing you know, they invite a seat for you to be at the table. Say it again. When you serve people who are already at the table, and you keep serving and serving and serving, well, it's not too long before they invite you to the table. Once again, I'm not doing anything that you can't do. It's a principle. It works for the blacks, the whites, the Latinos. It works for the Filipinos. It works for everyone. The believers and the non-believers. It works. My point to all of you, what you make happen for others, God will turn right back around and make it happen for you. Now, some of you say, but Romacio, I've been giving for so long. And again, what do? You give your time, you give your talent, and you give your treasures. See, sometimes people don't have money to give. That's fine. You can give your talent. You know what, man? You know, I'm a good contractor. I don't have any money, but I know you've been trying to build that shed in your backyard. I thought I'd come over and give you a hand. You know, I don't have much money, but I'm pretty good with my hands, and I know how to fix stuff. And your wife was telling me y'all needed a little help around the house. I'll come by on Saturday, a couple hours, and see if I can give you a hand and help you out. I'm Romacio Fulcher here. I'm not good at fixing stuff. So the chances of me coming by your house trying to fix something, I'll be done messed it up. Let's say if it's already messed up, I'll probably tear it up. So I'm not the fix-it man. I'm not my little brother. He knows how to fix everything. That's not me. But, so therefore, maybe I won't give my talent in that way because I'm not resourceful to a person. But instead, I can maybe give a financial contribution. Okay? Maybe I can give a financial contribution to help. Maybe I can give, I can give other resources. I know somebody who knows somebody that can help fix that for you. But no matter what I'm giving, guess what I'm still doing, guys? I'm giving a seed. I'm giving something to someone else. And therefore, the universe, God, will turn right back around and help me fix some challenges that I have, some things I'm working on. So I just want you to understand that solid principle. Because I know many of you are looking for something. You're trying to get to the next level. You're trying to figure out how to get more health, more wealth, more love. You're trying. I understand. We all are in pursuit of something, and you're trying to figure it out. And if you watch television or Instagram, social media or whatever, if you watch it too much, it will fool you to believe you don't have enough. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough followers. You don't have enough this. You don't have enough insight. You don't have enough information. It'll make you think you are behind in the race. That's what it'll do. Because the enemy wants you to feel fear. It wants you to feel lack. And I'm telling you, you can jump up right now, walk outside, and you right on time, baby. Let me say that again. I'm talking to you. You can jump up, walk outside right now, and you are right on time. We waiting on you. The world is waiting on you. You got something in you that they'll never be duplicated. No one else can be you but you. No one else can do it the way you can. No one else can say it like you. No one else can put your little extra 2 cents in it like you. There is not another copycat of you. That's right, baby. We waiting on you. That's why I'm doing this call. That's why I don't need any notes. I am the note. I never talk from pieces of paper. I talk from my heart, and what comes from the heart goes to the heart. And so what I'm telling you, there's nobody that can do this call like I can do it. I didn't say there weren't other people doing calls. There's millions of people doing calls, and I'm happy that they are. I'm glad that it's more than just me trying to make a difference. But I'm not worried about what they're doing because I know can't nobody do it like me. Just like I'm telling you, nobody can do it like you. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. You are the answer, just like the example I illustrated about a little barber. You knew the barber that I didn't know, and you helped me get the haircut that I needed. I know you may discount you. You may not think much of you. You may not think, well, what do I have to give? I just told you. Your time, your talent, and your treasure. Do you know that sometimes people just like to be around you? Hey, you know what? Hey, man. Hey. What are you doing at 5 o'clock today? Listen, man. When you just come get it, hey, just come with me to McDonald's, man. Just come with me to get something to eat real quick. Just come with me to the restaurant. Just come with me down the street. What you want me to come with you for? Man, just come on, man. Just take a ride with me. What they're saying is, I just want some company. I just want a little company. That's all. I just want somebody. I like it when you're around me. Now, if they didn't like you, they wouldn't ask you to come. See, that's an illustration of you're giving your time. You're giving your time to that person. And see, sometimes people just want you they just love your presence. There's something about your presence. I didn't say your present as in a gift. I said your presence, presence. Your presence. Just your presence. They just I just like being around you. I haven't quite figured it out yet, But when I'm around you, I feel better about myself, my situation. I feel like I can fly. I feel like I can do more. You make me laugh. I just enjoy the camaraderie. I like to be around you. Again, it's still a form of giving. I'm just trying to illustrate to all of you the three things you have to offer the world is you have your time, you have your treasures, and you have your talent. Your treasures is your money. I think you all understand time. And your talents are the things that you're good at. You know, I'm a horrible typist. I hate typing. I hate doing any type of paperwork and administrative work. You know, I'm intimidated by computers. I'm intimidated by social media. You know, I was talking to a guy just yesterday, and he said, you know, Romacio, I can help you get millions of followers on Instagram. He says, Romacio, your Instagram profile sucks. That's what he told me. And I said, you think it sucks, huh? He said, yeah, it does. It sucks. He said, Romacio, a man of your magnitude, your Instagram profile doesn't represent who you are. I said, really? And I said, you know what? I see what you mean. And I said, so tell me, what should it look like? He said, man, you should have fancier pictures, and it just should look. And this is what he said. He said, your Instagram page should look really good. And he said, we live in a world today where it's all about the way things look. And I let him finish, and I said, young man, I love everything you're saying, but I disagree 1,000,000,000%. I said, that's the problem with the world we live in today. Everybody wants to look good. That's the problem. They want it to look good, but by the time I pop the hood, it's not good. So therefore, what I found out about social media is half the time it looks really good, but it's not really good. And so I said, that's why I don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in dressing up my Instagram profile, because that's not my gift. That's not how I make my money. So I said, sir, no, I'm not going to pay you $100,000 for you to get out this message of a Sunday call that we do every single Sunday to everyone. No, I'm not. I said, I understand, young man, you have a business, and I'm not hating on your business, but that's not my business. I don't ask people on Instagram to pull out a credit card and sign up for this and do that. That's not what I do. I just want to use it to make an announcement to people. That's it. To those that want to hear. My point in sharing with you guys is that no matter what it is you're doing, understand that it's about giving. And I said, young man, the reason why I don't think we're going to do business, this is what I told him yesterday. I said, I don't think we're going to do any business because you're not showing me how you can offer me a service that's going to make my life better. You're trying to sell me on doing what you think I ought to do, and that's not what I care to do. So listen to me, young man. If you want my money, if you want my service, then give me what I'm looking for. In other words, I'm saying to him, solve my problem. I don't care about posting a bunch of travel photos of my personal life all day and every day and everything I do. I'm not interested in the world knowing where to find me 24/7. I'm only interested in making specific things that I want to announce to the world known. That's it. That's all I'm interested in. So what I'm saying to you, when you solve people's problems, God comes back around and he solves yours. I was saying to you, I'm not a technical person. So therefore, I have an executive assistant who comes in, who can type, 60, 80, 100 words a minute and help solve that problem for me. I'm not good at doing this or that. And I basically utilize my resources to have other people come in and help me with this or that. I guess what I'm trying to say to you is you have a gift. There's something that you're really good at. And I'm just trying to tell you, use what you have. See, what I love about the little study that I've done of the Bible is that anytime God ever did the miracle, he always used something that they already had. Now, that's very profound. Some of you won't catch that right now. It may be 2 weeks later before that hits you. I'm going to say it again. I said I've studied throughout the Bible, and I was always very curious about how God did these miracles.
And God he would always use something that they already had. You know, he's a teacher. He would always use something that they already had. I'm going to say it again. And I'm saying this several times intentionally. He would always use something that you already had, but you kept overlooking it. You kept overlooking it. And that's why it's important for you to recognize that you do have a gift. It's important for you to recognize, I know everything about your life is not perfect, and neither is mine, but neither was King David. Neither was Abraham. I can go prophet by prophet by prophet by prophet by prophet by prophet. They all had an issue. But they all still served a purpose, and miracles were done by the dozens. So I said all that to get to this climax that we're reaching right now. I want you to understand a couple things. If you're really trying to get to the next level in your life, you need to really understand that it's based upon your giving. It's based upon your giving. And I told you the three things you have to give: time, treasures, and talents. And I promise you, I can't tell you the day nor the hour, but I can tell you that if you have a mindset that you won't be denied, if you have a mindset that you know that good things are happening to you, if you know in your mind that no matter how bad things may be, in some kind of crazy way, it always works together for your good. So keep on giving. I'm talking to the man or woman that maybe you lost your wife. Maybe she woke up one morning and said, I'm going to go date the hairdresser, and she left you. And boy, that left a scar and it hurt you. Keep on giving. I'm talking to the young lady that was married for 40, 50, 30, 60 years, and all of a sudden he said, hey, I want this young tenderoni, and he left you. Keep on giving. I'm talking to the employee that was on the job for 30 years, and all of a sudden they downsized and said, no, thank you. We won't need your services any longer. Keep on giving. I'm talking to the entrepreneur that keeps knocking at this opportunity and that opportunity and this one and that one and this one and that one. It just keeps knocking, and it seems like it's to no avail, because every time he comes in with good intentions, somebody chops his legs off, and somebody hurts and manipulates you and uses you and takes from you, and you just feel so beat up because every time you get ready to go up, something or someone knocks you down. Keep on giving. In some kind of crazy way, I'm here to reveal to you that all things will work together for the good. I promise you that. That's not just some old rhetoric. That's real. That's from the happenings of my own life. It may not make sense when you're going through it, but I promise you, when you look back on it, you'll say, man, had it not been for God and his grace and his mercy, man, I don't know how I would have made it through that. You know what's interesting about people is that even though we've all been through some dark days, tough times, perplexing times, if you look back over your life right now, what you'll find is that you are 100% of coming through tough seasons. 100% of the time, you have made it through some of the most difficult days and times and seasons of your life, and you didn't know how you were going to do it. But you're on this phone call with me, and that confirms you made it. So wherever you find yourself today, I can promise you, you will get through this. Now, what I want to encourage you is, how are you going to get through it? Because some of you, I understand, I'm not making mockery. I know that there's tough times for many people today. I know that. And I want to share with you that one of the toughest things to do while going through difficult seasons in life is to stay happy. It's to stay in a spirit of gratitude. To stay in a spirit of victory is yours. It's tough. It's tough, but you only have two choices. Either you defeat it or it's going to defeat you. Now, I want you to think of it this way, and I love painting this picture for people. I want you to imagine a 12-round fight. You know, you've seen a fight. on TV, a 12-round heavyweight fight. And in this fight, it looks like the first 5 rounds, life is just knocking you out. What do I mean? Your finances is gone. Your man is gone. Your woman is gone. Your legs have gotten weak. Your eye you got a black eye. It's really bleeding bad. It's real puffy. Your eardrum is kind of busted because you can't hear that well anymore. And it just looks like you're not going to make it through this fight. And that's what it looks like. And in some rounds, you were down on your back. That's right. Yes, you were. You were down. But as long as you just don't quit, I'm here to tell you that trouble does not last always. You see, we serve a creator. We serve a God that he never said tough times would not come amongst us. But what he did say is it won't last always. So this is where if you can just hang on, even though it may look like you're defeated, it may look like you don't know what to do. That's why I'm glad of people. I'm happy when people like myself don't care about who's listening and what the naysayers say, and they begin to step up and magnify their gift. Because when you magnify your gift, you don't know who you're helping out there. See, the little thing that you thought didn't mean anything and was just a little old thing that, you just thought that was just, something I had in the garage, and that ain't really that much. I just know I love speaking, and I'm going to do a call on Sundays, and, I don't know if anybody's going to jump on and listen. I reckon I might even be talking to myself. Stuff like that. If you start, that's why I'm glad that we don't do this call to be famous. We do this call to be effective. Some weeks we talk to thousands of people. Some weeks we talk to 10 people. But I've never been concerned about the number of people because it only takes one person to start a barn fire. And I always know that whoever was meant to be here, they're here, either live or they're listening to the replay. And so you never know the gift that you have the moment you begin to magnify it, put it on blast. You never know who it's helping. And that's how you know that you're really living on purpose. And so what I'm saying to each of you, what is your gift? Do you know what it is? Have you asked? You need to find out. You need to find out. See, there's something you've got that's going to take you to where you want to be. I remember talking to a friend of mine, Oprah Winfrey, and she said to me that there are 2 things that are important in your life. Number 1 is the day that you were born. But what's more important than the day that you were born is the moment you discover why you were born. She said to me that your life's goal should be to identify the little thin thread that takes you from here to there. I'm going to say that again. She said to me, your life's goal should be to identify the little thin thread that takes you from here to there. In other words, what she's talking about, there's something that you've been gifted to do. And just about everywhere you've gone and everything you've done, there's a little bitty thin thread. You've got to find it. And once you find it, and you begin to own it, stand firm on it, love it, then share it. And you'll begin to see, OMG, that little bitty thing about you that you thought was so little, when you begin to step up and refine it, it becomes larger than life. Always remember, it was the little seed that became the big oak tree. Everything big, once upon a time, started very, very, very small. That's why it's so important for you to identify what is your gift. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Now, what we're going to do for the remaining time left on this call today, we're going to get into what the flyer said. And for those of you who know that we posted a flyer, and on that flyer, it said vision plus strategy equals success. Now, many of you have heard that the Bible says where there is no vision, people perish. Where there is no vision, people perish. What does that teach us? What it teaches us, guys, is that having a vision is essential to not perish. Because if you don't have a vision, you will begin to believe exactly what you physically see, and that is when you will begin to go backwards. So number one, you have to have a vision for your health, for your wealth, for your business, your relationship, your children. You have to have a vision for your business, a vision for your life. You have to have a vision. And I want to share with all of you that are listening that if you would be courageous enough to include God in that vision, then I can tell you when you have a God vision, he will give you what is called provision. And provision was very similar to the story of Joseph. He was given a mighty vision for his life. And long story short, he found himself in jail one day for something he did not do. Now remember, he had been given a God-given vision. But he never knew that he would end up in jail one day. And the bottom line to the story is, if he had not gone to jail, come on somebody, if he had not gone to a place he never wanted to go, he never would have met the man who introduced him to King Pharaoh. And then all of a sudden, Joseph rose to prominence, and he became second in charge over everything that Pharaoh owned. But that only happened because he went to jail. He had a vision, he went to jail, and in jail, he met a man. And the gift that Joseph had of interpreting dreams, I said the gift that he had went with him to jail. And in jail, he utilized that gift, and he didn't know who he was utilizing that gift for. And at that time, when that man got out of jail, he said to Pharaoh, at the appropriate time, he said, hey, man, I met a man back in the joint. I met a man back in jail. I believe his name was Joseph. I think he can help you with this problem. And boom, Joseph hooked up with Pharaoh. He solved Pharaoh's problem, and Joseph instantly got promoted to second in charge. So that's a real testimony of somebody that went from the bottom all the way to the top. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you, number one, you have to have a vision for your life. You have to have a vision. And I want to encourage you to write it down, to speak it, to say it over and 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 over every single day. I'm saying to myself, and I'm saying out loud, every single day I am saying my vision. Every single day you can find me sometime throughout that day saying to myself that I, Romacio Fulcher, will deposit over $1 billion plus into God's kingdom. That's my vision. I will give $1 billion. I say it all the time. I don't care what things look like. I don't care what's going on. I don't care. I just say my vision. It's a vision that God gave me. And because of that vision and my passion and my tenacity and my determinedness to accomplish that, and all the goodwill and all the wonderful people that we will be affected because that vision came to pass, God continues to give me provision. And what that means is he makes a way. He turns things that might have been meant for bad for me, all of a sudden he crushes them. And they actually work in my favor for my good. So I'm trying to encourage you, number one, you have to have a vision. But that's not all you need. Let's talk about number two. Number two, one of the most frustrating things is to have a vision, but you don't have a strategy on how to bring the vision to pass. Now, I got to be honest with you. Getting a strategy is not something that's necessarily going to come from just you. Because if you knew how to already do it, you would have probably already done it. So getting a strategy is going to be something that you're going to have to pursue. What do I mean pursue? Number one, pursue God. I look at prophets who they just spent time with God, trying and asking over and over, God, give me a strategy. Because, the most important voice you can ever hear is the voice of God. So I want to encourage you to learn how to hear that voice. It's very important. I mean, think about it. To be able to hear from the all-knowing of what you should do and how to do it and what the best way and the best time for you to do that thing that you're trying to do. How about if you could actually save yourself headache and hassle just by simply tuning in and hearing from God on when and how to execute it. So number one, pursue the voice of God. Write that down. Pursue the voice of God. Pursue. It means you got to chase it. Pursue. Okay? We're talking about strategy right now. Number two, you also have to pursue men and women that have the strategy, or perhaps they've already accomplished what it is that you want to do. And it's very hard to do that while you're sitting at home. So I want to continue to repeat the word pursue, and I want you to write that down. Pursue it. You have to pursue the right strategy, because it's frustrating to have vision but no strategy. And when you look at the prophets, we're talking King David. I can talk about Elijah. I can talk about Joshua. I can talk about Moses. I can talk about prophet after prophet after prophet, right? They had strategy. I'm reminded of Moses when he was out in the wilderness and God came before him in a burning bush. And he said, and God said to Moses, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And I remember that Moses said, who shall I tell them sent me? And he said, I am. Tell them I am sent you. In other words, God gave Moses the specific strategy. I'm reminded of another prophet, King Jehoshaphat. And they needed to defeat the enemy. And they didn't know how they were going to do it. They meditated, got quiet, got still, got some instructions. And so what I'm saying is, to have vision without strategy will paralyze you. I remember when one of the prophets in the Bible, King Abraham, Father Abraham, everybody knows Abraham, right? I remember Abraham, and he wanted a child. He wanted a baby, but he was getting up old in life. He was getting up old in age. And even though he believed in the word of God, he knew the word, but because he could not see, this is huge for all of you listening, because he couldn't see the vision, his faith began to wane a little bit. Let me say that again. This is profound for all of you. You may believe in God, and you may believe in your vision, but you need to be able to see it. And so that's when God said, listen, Abraham, look up at the stars, and I'm going to give you as many descendants as the stars. So now he can take his belief that he was believing, but now he can physically see what was going to come to pass. And sure enough, it happened. So what I'm saying to all of you, write this down. You need vision, but you also need strategy. And strategy is something you have to pursue. You have to have the right strategy. I tell people all the time that 80% of your success in business is going to come from your mindset and your strategy. Mindset and strategy. While 20% is going to come from hard work. So what we're underlining here is, do you have a strategy? Do you have the right strategy? And this is where I'm hoping that after this call, you will take 10 minutes or so and begin to meditate about the correct strategy. And I know some of you may not know what to do or what, but this is a clear sign on this call letting you know you need to connect yourself with people that have the right strategy that can help you accomplish your dream, your goal, your vision. You've got to connect yourself with people that can help you with your strategy. It's one thing to have a vision. And you need a vision. Vision is everything. But strategy is also important as well. Very important. Because you can be pregnant with a vision for a very long time, but because you're not operating under the right strategy, your vision could be delayed. So that's why we said on the flyer, vision plus strategy equals success. So today, guys, we've talked about, as we summarize here, 3 things. Number 1, we really drove the nail in about you understanding that the way to your promotion in life is through your giving. So you now know that you can give your way to the top. That's how you do it. Service. Somebody write that down. Serve your way to the top. How do you serve? You serve with your talents, your treasures, or your time. Okay? Or all 3 of the above. Number 1. That's the first part of our call. Second part of our call, we talked about how it is essential. You must have a vision. That's part 2. We talked about you must have a vision. And we talked about, I would like to encourage all of you to have a God-given vision. In other words, if you were to include God in your vision, because see, God knew you before you was in your mother's womb. God knew you before you were ever even created. He knows everything about you. He knows the things you like, the things you hate, the things you're good at, the things you're not so good at. He knows all that stuff. This is all true. But God created you for a purpose and with a purpose in mind. And all he's waiting for you to do is just to connect with him, meaning spend some time with him. Ask him, God, give me a vision. That's all you got to say. God, you ain't got to go, blah, 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 blah. No, you ain't got to do all that. God, give me a vision. God, show me a vision that you have for my life. Your word says that you wanted me to prosper in health and in wealth. Your word says you wanted me to have good success. That's what it says. Okay? His word didn't say, I want you to have good success only when you're doing good in life, son. No. So just ask God for a vision. To God, give me a vision. Show me a vision. Come on, God, you can see from the north to the south, the east to the west. Woo! You can see it all. You don't miss a thing. Lord, show me like you did Abraham. You showed him the stars just to re-strengthen his faith so he could have something, because he was a physical man, right? He needed something to see. Oh, look, Sarah. Look, Sarah. God told me. He told me. I'm going to have kids as many as the stars. That's what God told me. And now that he had something he could see, his believing went to the next level. His faith went to the next level because God had showed him what was for him. And if God will do it for Abraham, you're the same son. He'll do it for you. You're the same daughter. He'll do it for you. So part 3 to the call, part 2 to the call was have a vision. Incorporate God into your vision. And then part 3 to the call today was we talked about strategy. And we talked about how important it is to have strategy. It makes me remember Noah, and how he was given specific strategy to build a boat. Specific strategy. We talked about, I can go prophet by prophet, and they were given strategies on how to defeat the enemy. And that's what you want. You've got to have the right strategy, because vision alone is great. Vision is the most important thing. But you need to have the right strategy. And this is the thing that makes most people frustrated, because they want it so bad. They need it so bad, but they just don't know HOW. How do I do it? How do I do it? And I'm gonna leave you with this right here. I'm gonna leave you with a special gift today, as they say, a cherry on top. If you would say to God, if you're someone that has been struggling to find the strategy on how you bring your vision to pass, if you would just be bold enough to say out loud, God, if you show me how to do it, I will show everyone else how to do the same thing. Let me say it again. You got to catch it. I'm going to say it 2 more times. If you would be bold enough, courageous enough to say to God, God, if you show me how to do it, I promise you I'll show the entire world how to do it. One more time. God, if you show me how, like you showed Abraham, if you show me how, I promise I'll show the whole world how to do it. Now, why is that important to God? Because God wants to use you as a vessel. He wants to use you. And what you're saying is, you say, hey, if you would just show me, I promise I'll show them. If you show me, I promise I'll go help somebody else. I'll show them. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our call today. As I said in the beginning, discover your gift. Discover your gift. Discover it now. Number 2, put your gift on blast. Turn it up loud. Turn it up loud. You're going to solve a problem for someone's. Number 3, what is your vision for your life? Do you have a vision? Is it crystal clear? Bible tells us, Habakkuk 2:2, write it down, make it plain. Though it may tarry, it will surely come to pass. What is your vision? Number 2. Number 3, do you have the right strategy? If you don't, today, we just told you today, I just told you how to get the right strategy. Told you specifically what to do. And guys, we did all of this free just for you. No charge. No charge. No charge. What comes from the heart, it goes to the heart. And remember what I told you at the very beginning of the call as we end right now. What you make happen for others, God will turn right back around and he'll make it happen for you. That's how you get the promotion you have been waiting on. Hey guys, I'm the California Kid. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys all next Sunday. Goodbye, everybody.